Throw away your to-do list. This is how you can plan the day for maximum impact. In today's show, we will talk about how you can plan your day for maximum impact and productivity. Before that, make sure to subscribe, like, and of course, head down to the link below to get your free Story Artist Blueprint ebook and video course. And now, let's jump straight into the 4 hacks of how you can plan your day effectively. Number 1, focus on one task only. Remember, priority is only one singular word. Priority wasn't even a thing until the last decade or so. So make sure that your day revolves around one most important task, one priority, not several of them. If you can focus your mind on one thing, one major task that you have to finish this day, then you will accomplish that. How to know what task to tackle? This is where your yearly and weekly planning comes in. And we talked about this in the last video, how to plan your year effectively, how to plan your weeks. And when you look at your monthly and weekly plan, then you will know what to do, which task to prioritize in order to get where you want to get to achieve your goals. Number 2, know your energy levels. So know that, for example, creative energy is especially high in the mornings, whereas analytical energy mostly is especially high in the afternoon. And of course, everybody has their own chronotype, but depending on what you do throughout the day, your energy can be drained and you won't be able to get creative work done, for example, in the evenings after you had a full day of work or a full day of watching your kids and so on. So make sure that you know when your energy kicks in. And like I said, for most people, creative energy is mostly there, is very high in the morning, because in the morning our subconscious is more active than the conscious mind. So you get to look into the subconscious, take away from that, and this is really, really good for creative work, getting ideas, getting words on paper, doing something that is creative. Whereas in the afternoon, where you have your analytical work, things like planning your business, doing the marketing, whatever requires strategical or analytical thinking, this is what the afternoon is best for. Know the energy levels. Number 3, use time blocking. I knew about this technique roughly for a pretty long time, but what made it practical for me is Cole Newport's time blocking planner. This really helped me not only understand the technique in more depth, but also realize it in my practical everyday life. So what you do with time planning is that you divide your time and your tasks into time blocks. You plan your time in blocks, not in to-do lists, and you give every block a dedicated assignment. And the beauty of this is that you have to actually dedicate time blocks to things like answering emails or making phone calls and so on. So every task has to have a time block, and this makes sure that you can work on one assignment, on one task, and dedicate several hours if you need them to this one single task, knowing that you have another time block scheduled for other mundane work like answering emails or making phone calls or doing stuff, little things from your to-do list. And the time blocking technique really makes every hour and every minute of your day count, because you plan it accordingly. And you also learn how to distribute your time. So for example, you learn what you can do in 1 hour, in 2 hours. And if we look at my time planner, you will see a lot of this. So I plan for stuff and then I have to reschedule it. And this is what Cole Newport took into account, actually, that people will plan mostly not enough time for one task. So mostly you think, okay, I can get it done in this and this amount of time, but it never happens. And you have to reschedule, but this is fine. And over the time, you'll learn how fast you can work and what you need to do to get the things done in the amount of time that you have. And number 4, have a metric that you can work towards. So have something that you can kind of tick off by the end of your working day, and this will push you to get things done. For example, have a word count that you want to hit if you're writing, or you want to finish these many emails or this blog post or whatever task you're about to do. Have a metric that you can tick off by the end of the day. And if you tend to procrastinate, here's a bonus tip that I have for you. You probably heard of it, but I feel like this is like the best tip for against procrastination, because it really forces you to give short bursts of time your highest amount of energy. And this is the Pomodoro technique. So for the Pomodoro technique, set yourself a timer. Normally for me it's 20 to 25 minutes. And I don't always work with the Pomodoro technique, but I work with it when I see that I am procrastinating, that all of these things like scheduling time blocks or giving myself a metric just don't work. Then I get out my app. There are several apps for the Pomodoro technique, and you can set yourself a timer just like that. And I set myself this timer and I tell myself, okay, 20 minutes, you work non-stop on this task. And if while I'm working there is the urge to procrastinate, I have some ideas to check emails, check this shopping channel, social media, whatever, I just postpone it until the timer has run down. So I give myself permission to get into these things, but when the timer has finished. This is what gives the brain some kind of relief, because okay, I don't push it away indefinitely, only until the timer has run down, and 20 minutes, it's like nothing. So you work 20 minutes, dedicated time. When the 20 minutes are finished and you still have the urge to do this thing that you thought you needed to do, you go ahead and do this because you have a break of 5 or 10 minutes, and then you set your timer yet again and get into the task yet again. And this is so helpful to have short bursts of dedicated time to work on your task. And this is where you also, we made a circle, have one single task, because if you dedicate your time to several tasks, you won't get anything done. Have one task for 20 minutes, you have this goal and you have to hit it. And this will give you not only time that is focused, but time that pushes you into deep work, where we know that with deep work, when you have no procrastination, no distractions, this will really help you do your best work. And please shut off your phone, shut off all notifications, and if you really need to go to WhatsApp or whatever messenger or call people, schedule time in your time block planner for that, instead of being distracted all the time. Because you know what? Scientists have found out that if you're distracted by one single thing, even if it's just a notification that pops up on your phone, you don't even have to open it. It takes you roughly around 23 minutes to get back to your concentration that you had before. So be very intentional about all kinds of notifications and triggers, and try to work for 20 minutes, uninterrupted, focused time on one task. And I hope you found it helpful. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and I see you next time.